Please be seated. Good afternoon, everyone. I am so pleased to welcome you all, faculty and staff of the School of Social Work, family and friends, and most importantly, accomplished MSW graduates. Welcome to the Summer 2026 University of Michigan School of Social Work Commencement Exercises. My name is Beth Angel, and I am the Dean of the School of Social Work. Thank you. We'll begin today's ceremony with an important land acknowledgement. In this region, a land acknowledgement is a formal statement that recognizes and respects the North American Indian people as traditional stewards of this land. It also acknowledges the enduring relationship that exists between Native people and their traditional territories. Land acknowledgements may mean different things to different people, and this is also true for different tribal communities. Some say that these acknowledgements address invisibility, combat erasure, and set an intention to act in a good way as we build affinities and form alliances. Our recognition is intended as an expression of gratitude and appreciation to those whose territory we reside on, as well as a commitment to how we intend to exist on this land. It is a way of honoring those that came before us and those that will come after us. The School of Social Work is located in the Huron River watershed on land stewarded by Nishwe, Ishkadewan, and Anishinaabe, the Three Fires people, who are the Ojibwe, Ottawa, and Potawatomi. As we work, live, and learn on these territories, we must keep in mind the ongoing effects of colonization, the community's struggle for self-determination, colonial state violence, and the recognition of Indigenous sovereignty. Through scholarship and pedagogy, we work to create a future in which the past is thoroughly understood and the present aims to enhance social justice while enacting an ethic of care and compassion. Well, despite the weather, this is such a celebratory day. Whether you're here in Hill Auditorium or online, I'm glad you made it. And I'm so thrilled to celebrate with all of you, our graduates, your families, your friends, and your special guests. Graduates, you are an impressive class. 67 of you are graduating today with your Master of Social Work degree as part of our online MSW program. So a little shout out for the online group. 117 of you are graduating today with your Master of Social Work degree from our on-campus MSW program. So let's get a round of applause for them. 3 of you overachievers are graduating with a dual degree, combining the MSW with other disciplines, including public health, public policy, and urban planning. Collectively, you include graduates who came to us with Bachelor of Social Work degrees and with a wide variety of other degrees from many fine public and private universities and colleges in the state of Michigan, as well as from universities across the United States and the world, including Alabama, California, Florida, New York, Ohio, Texas, Australia. I think last night, I don't see this on my list, but I heard Colorado last night. Okay. China, Nigeria, and the United Kingdom, just to name a few. Graduates, you also represent the diverse areas of study within the school. 115 of you graduate as interpersonal practice majors, so that's our IP students. 11 as community change-focused students. 33 as children and families specialists. 4 as older adult and families specialists. 2 with a focus in management and leadership. 8 as global social workers. 9 with a focus in policy and political social work. They're always the loudest. I don't know. And finally, last but not least, 2 as program evaluation and applied research specialists. Collectively, the thousands of hours you spent learning in field education established your competency as social workers. In the process, you provided vital and innovative services in Michigan, across the nation, and even in other countries. Here are just a few examples of our graduates' contributions to the betterment of society during a time when social work services are needed more than ever. Our graduates collected client feedback at a global humanitarian aid and refugee resettlement organization to help improve the service provision. Our graduates blended their tech skills with social work training to develop an app that provides vital support services for mental health, housing, and food security. Our graduates were able to make a positive impact on youth through after-school sports programs. Our graduates planned and organized workshops for migrant families, informing them about legal updates and resources available to them in Santiago, Chile. Our graduates assisted with the development of a new perinatal behavioral health program at Trinity Health Center. Our class of 2026 reached out, raised hope, and changed society. Graduates, you come from every walk of life and from diverse locations and backgrounds, but you came together for a common purpose, to be a social worker who will transform lives and society, making our world a better place. Please join me in recognizing the impressive contributions and accomplishments of these graduates. At this time, I would also like to acknowledge and thank our superb faculty for their commitment to our exceptional students. I know that the faculty join me in sharing our best wishes for the graduates with hope that the future holds great promise for each and every one of them. Faculty members, would you please stand if you are able and accept our appreciation for the excellent education you provided to today's graduates. And please join me in recognizing their hard work and dedication. Faculty, you may be seated. Graduates, I have a few remarks for you. So, we're living in tumultuous times. No matter what your political or religious beliefs or your cultural identity, the landscape has been rapidly changing, so much that it can be unsettling. This uncertain time is the world you are graduating into. But through the work that you've done and the wisdom you have gained from your instructors, from each other, from your experiential learning, you're ready. You're going to make a difference, and you bring me hope. The world needs social workers now, and you are the social workers that the world needs. Each of you will bring your own approach, your own perspective, experience, and your own wisdom to the work. I'm so proud and grateful that you're entering into the profession to make a positive difference to those around you. And while this time seems unprecedented, it can be easy to forget that to some extent we've been here before. That is, there have been cycles and other times of uncertainty for our field and our communities. In recent conversations with alumni of the school who are teaching our students in the classroom and the field, I've asked them for their insights on what we can take away from tumultuous times of the past. And here are some thoughts they gave me to share with you. First, they reminded me that some of the most important learning we do happens when we're tested. Well, graduates, I expect that being tested is a pretty safe bet for all of you, at minimum because of the uncertain funding environment that will follow many of the recent changes to federal policy. Former President Franklin D. Roosevelt's observation that a smooth sea never made a skilled sailor is apt here. It is a rough sea in which you will learn to employ the critical thinking skills, the values and ethics, and the creativity that were built and nurtured in a smooth sea, our protected learning environment. Figuring out how to put them to use while navigating choppy waters will be essential to ensure that you are pursuing social justice and well-being for everyone. Second, and related to the first, is that you need to find your why and to hold on to it. As one alum I spoke to said, you have to want it to be better. All of you decided to become social workers for a reason, and during your time here, you've connected to a broad and strongly identifiable set of values in social work. And this will be your time to lean into that. Dignity and worth of the person, social justice, the importance of human relationships, service, integrity, competence. These values are touchstones for you. They will help you get up every day and get back at it, and they will knit you together with hundreds of thousands of other social workers around the world who are doing the very same thing. In fact, graduates, today you join over 18,000 Michigan MSW alumni. And I'm so proud to be the first to welcome you to our alumni community and to our profession. You've entered the field at a time when the need has never been greater. So we're all excited to honor you today and to celebrate with your families, your friends, and your loved ones. I'm now delighted to introduce our keynote speaker, Dr. Ashley Curitan. Ashley Curitan is an assistant professor at the School of Social Work and the Marsal Family School of Education. She earned her PhD from the Crown Family School at the University of Chicago and holds graduate certificates from Harvard, Oxford, and Northwestern. She was a visiting scholar at the University of Pennsylvania and a provost postdoctoral fellow at Johns Hopkins University before coming to Michigan. As a forced migration and international social work scholar, Dr. Curitan uses community-based participatory research to design culturally specific programs that improve outcomes for refugee and migrant youth. Earlier in her career, she served as a research fellow for the U.S. Department of State in Turkey, where she worked directly with Iraqi and Syrian refugee youth. She has conducted fieldwork in more than a dozen countries, including Uganda, Zambia, and India. She has received numerous prestigious honors, including the University of Chicago's Elizabeth Butler Award and the School of Social Work at Michigan's 2022 Teacher of the Year Award. She was named the 2025 Emerging Scholar by Diverse Issues in Higher Education. She serves on the Council of Social Work Education's Council on Global Social Issues. An accomplished author, she has published in top journals and is finalizing an academic memoir that analyzes her travels through an intersectional lens as a Black woman. I know, I can't wait to read that, Ashley. She is a member of the Travelers Century Club and has visited over 100 countries across all 7 continents. So please join me in welcoming our keynote speaker, Dr. Ashley Curitan.
Good afternoon. Thank you for that incredibly generous introduction, Dean Angel. I also want to extend my deepest gratitude to the graduation committee for inviting me to share in this milestone celebration, and to my distinguished colleagues, faculty and staff, who have guided the class with such dedication. To the graduating class of 2026, congratulations, you did it! You are officially graduates of the historic, top-ranked University of Michigan School of Social Work. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Take a moment to look around. Look at your peers. Look at your families, your friends who carried you to this moment. Achieving this degree is a monumental feat. You have proven to everyone, but most importantly to yourself, that you possess an extraordinary capacity for resilience, dedication, and greatness. Graduates, please join me in a round of applause to thank your village, your community, for being your support during this journey. Oh, you can do better than that. Do better than that. There you go. That's more like it. Right now, you are probably riding a wave of conflicting emotions: excitement, anxiety about the unknown, and a fierce hunger to change this world. I want to assure you, every single one of those feelings is valid and necessary. They mean you care deeply about the world you are about to step out and change. Lean into that complexity, because the exact capacity to feel deeply is what will make you an exceptional social worker. Long before I understood the complexities of this profession, my own world was small, but my imagination was boundless. As a little girl in Louisville, I dreamed of adventure. I avidly pored over library books, captivated by stories of exploration. I even told the librarian I planned to visit every place I read about. However, my innocent ambition was complicated by reality. My family was poor, and I never traveled beyond the border states of Kentucky. Education was our family dream, but the map was missing. As a low-income, first-generation Black woman with a disability, I had no guidebooks for higher education. Even after I got into college, the finish line felt miles away. Working full-time just to pay tuition left me exhausted and on the verge of dropping out. Then, federal programs changed my life. Through federally funded programs like TRIO Student Support Services and the Ronald E. McNair Scholars Program, I found my lifeline. Dedicated mentors taught me how to navigate the system, believed in my potential, and even pushed me to board a plane to study abroad. My very first opportunity to leave the United States came when I signed up for an archaeological dig in the Bahamas. I had this cinematic image in my head that I was going to be just like Indiana Jones, adventuring through faraway lands and making historic discoveries. That is not what happened. While the island scenery was beautiful, the actual digging, I absolutely hated it. Standing in the blistering sun, brushing dirt off a rock for 8 hours is not a Hollywood dream. It was a complete misfire. But looking back, that trip taught me an invaluable lesson. There is immense power in trying something, realizing it's a failure, and choosing to pivot. Trying something and having it fail isn't a waste of time. It is data, it is clarity. Amid the sunburn, I realized that while I didn't care about dead artifacts under the ground, I deeply loved the living communities above it. I loved listening to their stories and learning from their cultures. If I hadn't failed in archaeology, I never would have discovered my passion for human connection. That first study abroad trip redefined my entire practice and scholarship. I realized my work would never live solely inside traditional ivory tower boundaries of academia. I didn't want my research confined to library shelves. I wanted to move more and beyond, creating frameworks into visible public spheres where people live, struggle, and thrive. Today, as an assistant professor at the University of Michigan, go blue. It's in my contract, I have to say go blue. No, I'm just kidding, it's not. I identify as a forced migration and international social work scholar. I am dedicated to improving educational, social, emotional, and environmental outcomes for refugee children, youth, and their families here in the US and abroad. My global research spans over several countries, including Uganda, South Africa, Zambia, Ghana, India, Turkey, and Jordan, to name a few. That passion ignited a global journey. To date, my research and lived experiences have taken me to more than 100 countries across all 7 continents, culminating in the induction of the Traveler Century Club. But as a Black woman navigating this world through an intersectional lens, I knew these just weren't stamps in a passport. These were lessons in human survival, connection, and systemic justice. My adventures will fill an upcoming book that is part travel memoir and part academic guide, designed to build culturally responsive frameworks for social workers navigating cross border engagement. Graduates, because you're frontline change makers, I want to bypass heavy academic jargon today and share 3 foundational insights from my upcoming book. Read the book, buy the book when it comes out, all that jazz. That will serve you on the road ahead. First, sometimes you have to get lost in order to find your way, both literally and metaphorically. When I travel, I have a golden rule: simply wander. I intentionally take days with no planned activities. I walk, explore, sit in a local cafe to observe my surroundings. I just sit there with no agenda. In many ways, this is the very heart of the profession you are entering. As social workers, you will be asked to step into unfamiliar spaces, drop your clipboards or iPads, and just sit, observe, and listen with no rigid agenda. You must learn to be comfortable when a situation feels confusing. Sometimes you have to let go of the map to truly see the person in front of you. Professionally, my own path was anything but linear. In fact, I chose opportunities simply based on a passion to ensure youth across borders had better educational and health outcomes, drawing on my own struggles. Right after college, I surprised my family by moving to South Africa. While teaching in Cape Town's Langa Township, I encountered refugees fleeing East and Central Africa. Many children were struggling to adapt while processing profound loss. I found myself assisting these young people far beyond the school day, navigating complex systems to identify resources for their families. That was my first taste of frontline social work with refugees. From that moment on, I pursued every opportunity to work alongside refugees locally and globally. I lived in Turkey working with Syrian refugee youth. I interned at the UN in Switzerland to study macro level refugee policies and lectured in India while working closely with internally displaced people. From the outside, it may have appeared that I was lost compared to traditional 9 to 5 jobs, but I wasn't lost. I was doing exactly what a good social worker does, leaning into uncertainty, carving a unique path, and letting the urgent needs of the community dictate my direction. If your career path doesn't look like everyone else's, embrace it. The most impactful destinations are rarely found on a straight line. Second, it's okay to receive help. In fact, we should welcome it. As social workers, you are trained to be the helpers, but the most profound growth happens when you allow yourself to be vulnerable enough to accept support when you are the one who is off track. I will never forget the support I received from a random Italian family. I was traveling to Italy for an elite academic training program through Harvard's program in refugee trauma. I felt on top of the world. While there, I had a lofty goal to visit San Marino, the independent country nestled inside Italy. After weeks of meticulous training and planning, I took several trains and arrived at my destination at midnight. Except I had navigated myself to a tiny, remote village called San Marino, not the Republic. I stepped off the train, utterly shocked. There were minimal lights, zero signs of life, and it felt like I had stepped straight into a horror movie. Folks, I am not ashamed to say I was absolutely terrified. After standing in the dark, I mustered the courage to knock on a door, a stranger's door. A young person, flanked by their parents, opened it. Through the language barrier, I explained that I was completely in the wrong San Marino. Instead of closing the door, they laughed and their faces softened. Oh, this happens all the time. Don't worry. The family went to work. They called a hotel an hour away to secure me a room, and the young person personally drove me there to ensure my safety. When I tried to hand them money, they absolutely refused. The next day, the hotel owners guided me all the way to the correct Republic of San Marino, which is 8 hours away, folks. That family didn't ask for a reward. They just wanted to make sure a lost traveler made it home safely. And that is the beautiful cyclical nature of our profession. Social work is not a one street where you hold all the answers and the world holds all those problems. It is a shared human contract. To be an exceptional social worker, you must be just as brave in your asking as you are generous in your giving. The world is full of people who took a wrong turn, who followed the map as best they could, only to find themselves stranded in the dark at midnight. Your degree is your keys. Your empathy is your vehicle. You are now equipped to be the ones who answer the knock on the door, offer a safe ride, and guide people back to where they belong. Third, anchor your hope in humanity, because even in the deepest brokenness, our resilience will always rise. You will witness deep systemic brokenness in your careers. But if my travels have taught me anything, it is human resilience and kindness that survive in the most unexpected places. Consider a woman I encountered doing my research in the Meheba refugee settlement in Zambia. She was a 24-year-old mother of two fleeing conflict in the DRC, carrying the crushing weight of complex PTSD from severe gender-based violence. To the untrained eye, her symptoms looked like total defeat. Standard medical protocols offered immediate stabilization, but the moment she was discharged, her recovery stalled. Why? Because you know a truth medicine often overlooks. You cannot heal a person if you do not address the environment they must return to. Encampment policies and camp geography left her zero spatial separation from her perpetrator. Her trauma was a direct outcome of structural violence weaponized against her body. The turning point came when, looking through the lens of systemic social work, I stepped into that room and informed the medical team that we had to stop treating her trauma as an isolated condition. Together, we stopped asking, what is wrong with this patient, and started asking, what is wrong with the system? And that is where hope broke through. Where institutions failed, humanity rose. True healing came from a core tenet of our profession, honoring the inherent expertise of the community. We partnered with the true experts of survival, the refugee women of Meheba. Together, we implemented a peer support framework completely led by the residents. These women stood up to build localized trauma-informed safe zones and peer networks. They weaponized solidarity against a geography meant to isolate them. They became each other's protection and each other's peace. The young women found a community that restored her agency. Today, that local framework has become a global blueprint. Graduates, your future clients are not a collection of deficits or diagnoses. They are individuals surviving systems that were never built for them to succeed. Your job is not to be their savior. Your job is to stand in solidarity, dismantle structural barriers, and hand the power back to the communities who already know how to survive. Go out and build infrastructures of hope. Class of 2026, as you prepare to cross the stage and step out into the world, remember the threads that brought you here. Remember the little girl from Louisville who dreamed of adventure but didn't know how to navigate the system. And know that you have the power to dismantle those barriers for the next generation. Remember the student who hated digging rocks in the sun and know that every time you fail or pivot, you are just collecting data to find your true purpose. Remember the Italian family who answered a stranger's knock in the dark. And remember to just be as brave in asking for help as you are generous in giving it. And above all, remember the fierce resilience of the refugee women of Meheba. Standing in solidarity with the communities you serve is absolutely imperative, and it challenges institutional silos and hands power back to the people. To experience this in full weight, I also challenge you to travel solo at least once, even if it's just to the town next over. When my travel partner canceled in Tokyo when I was in graduate school, just like you, my mentor, Dr. Waldo Johnson Jr., pushed me to board the plane alone. That terrifying leap introduced me to a lifetime of solo exploration across dozens of nations, even Antarctica, with penguins who wobble next to me. They're so cute. They're very cute. When you travel alone, you step into quiet spaces away from the familiar. You are compelled to find humanity in everyone you encounter, and you realize just how resilient, resourceful, and truly capable you are. Stop waiting for other people to see the world. Your path forward will not be linear. You will get turned around. You will end up in the wrong town at midnight, but you are not lost. You are carving out your unique, brilliant destiny. Trust your journey, lean into uncertainty, honor the shared human contract, and go out there and build infrastructures of hope. Congratulations, University of Michigan School of Social Work class of 2026. Go Blue!
Thank you, Dr. Curitin, for your wonderful message, adding thought and inspiration to this day of celebration. Now it is my pleasure to introduce our first student speaker, MSW candidate Amal Issa. Amal is an educator, school leader, and humanitarian whose work has centered on serving children, families, and communities. Today, she is graduating with a Master of Social Work from the University of Michigan, adding to her Master of Arts in teaching Arabic as a foreign language from the University of Michigan, and her Bachelor of Arts in English Writing and Literature from Eastern Michigan University. As the Executive Director of GEE Preparatory, Amal leads multiple K-12 schools while advocating for equitable access to education and student well-being. Through her volunteer service as Chief of Staff at FAJR Global, she helped establish a free medical evacuation program in Jordan for children suffering from war-related blast injuries. Her experiences in education and humanitarian service inspired her pursuit of social work. She plans to integrate educational leadership, mental health, and trauma-informed care to strengthen children, families, and school communities. Amal was also recognized by the Arab America Foundation as a 40 Under 40 honoree for her leadership and community impact. Please join me in welcoming Amal to the stage.
under 40 sounds like long time ago. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace be upon you. Faculty, families, friends, and my fellow graduates. Today, we celebrate more than degrees. We celebrate perseverance, sacrifice, and the belief that people can change and that we can help make that change possible. As I thought about what I wanted to say today, I kept coming back to a question. What kind of people will we be after we leave this place? As social workers, we have spent years studying systems, policies, and interventions. We have learned how to identify problems, advocate for solutions. But I believe meaningful change begins with something much simpler. It begins when one human being notices another human being in need. I was born and raised in Jordan, where I grew up around a value that shaped my life. It is a word called faza. There is no perfect English translation for it. Faza means an urgent and immediate response to a person in crisis. It means showing up when someone cries for help. It means helping without first asking who they are, where they come from, what they believe, or how they got into their situation. You respond first, questions come later. My late father lived by this principle every day. If a neighbor was abusing his wife or children, he stepped in. If kids were bullying another child in the street, he stepped in. If a house caught fire, he ran toward it. If a stranger's car broke down near our neighborhood, he stopped to help. He never asked, "Is this my problem?" He believed that another person's crisis was everyone's responsibility. When I came to the United States, I experienced a different reality. I was shocked to learn that someone could live next door for years and barely know their neighbors. I was shocked that an elderly person could pass away alone and not be discovered for days. I was shocked that people sometimes hesitate to help because they fear getting involved, facing consequences, or becoming part of a larger problem. And while this country has given me opportunities I will always be grateful for, I began to notice something that concerns me deeply. We are more connected than ever, yet many people feel completely alone. Loneliness has become one of the defining challenges of our time. We see it in the teenager who has hundreds of followers but no trusted friend. We see it in the elderly neighbor who goes days without a meaningful conversation. We see it in parents carrying impossible burdens in silence. We see it in refugees, foster youth, and people who feel invisible in their own communities. And we see it in many of the people we will serve. My faith teaches me that human beings were never meant to walk through life alone. We were created to know one another, support one another, and carry one another through hardship. One of my greatest teachers in this lesson is my youngest daughter, Layla. Layla is nonverbal. She cannot express herself through long conversations or carefully chosen words. Yet, she understands something that many of us forget: connection. When she trusts someone, she reaches for their hand. When she feels safe, she moves closer. When she needs comfort, she seeks the people who love her. Through her, I'm reminded that beneath our titles, our politics, our achievements, and our differences, every human being is asking the same questions. Do I matter? Do I belong? Am I seen? As social worker, our responsibility is often to answer those questions, not just with our words, but with our presence. Many people will come to us carrying burdens they were never meant to be carried alone. Some will come to us after being failed by systems, some after being failed by institutions, some after being failed by the people who were supposed to protect them. And in those moments, the most powerful thing we can do is show up. The future of social work will not be defined only by the policies we influence or the programs we create. It will be defined by our willingness to restore human connections in a world that desperately needs it. So today, as we celebrate this achievement and prepare for what comes next, I leave you with the lesson that shaped my life. Practice faz'a. Notice the lonely. Stand beside the vulnerable. Respond when others look away. Be the person who shows up. Because sometimes the difference between despair and hope is knowing that someone came. Class of 2026, congratulations and thank you.
Thank you, Amal, for your wonderful contribution to today's ceremony. It is now my pleasure to introduce our second student speaker, MSW candidate Chelsea Mudalgi. A career changer who came to social work after about 10 years working in different nonprofit and public health settings, Chelsea is passionate about health equity. She has experience in program evaluation, tribal health, food security issues, HIV prevention, and harm reduction. Most recently, Chelsea co-led an AmeriCorps program at Wayne State University that has distributed over 50,000 doses of Narcan across Metro Detroit since 2019. For the last year, Chelsea has been working at her field placement at Michigan Medicine's Livonia Health Center, an integrated primary care clinic that serves people from all walks of life, primarily in Western Wayne County. She loves the challenge of finding unusual community resources, especially when it seems like they don't exist. And she loves helping clients discover that the pieces of ourselves that are sometimes the hardest to face are just one part of our beautiful, messy human experience. Chelsea hopes to continue working in medical social work after graduation. She stands here today deeply grateful for all her clients who took a chance on a nervous intern. It was an honor, she says, to walk alongside you. She lives in Ferndale, Michigan, with her husband, Avi, and senior dog, Maisie. Please join me in welcoming Chelsea to the stage.
Thank you. So hello, everybody. To kick things off, I'd like to start with a quick survey of my fellow graduates. So if you want to look at them, we're all right here in this corner. So reflect back on the last few years and the journey we took to get this degree. By a show of hands, how many of you had a moment in your field placement where you thought to yourself, wow, it seems like this client needs help. Wait, I'm the help. They're asking me what to do. So raise your hand if you had a moment like that. Yeah, I thought so. Also, raise your hand if you heard from somebody in your life at some point something that sounds like, oh, I couldn't do that work. That sounds so depressing. Yes, yeah, definitely. Or my personal favorite, well, you won't make any money doing that. Yeah. So, but also here in front of everyone who came here to support our dream today, I want to ask, by a show of hands, how many of you witnessed an incredible moment of positive change taking place right in front of you? And how many of you feel like you're a different person sitting here today than when you started this journey? So as for me, I've spent the last year completing my field experience at a Michigan Medicine primary care clinic. I've had the opportunity to partner with clients from all walks of life to help them face challenges, to solve problems, and find a better tomorrow. It has been an honor and a privilege to be able to build these relationships and witness these powerful moments that can happen when my colleagues and I can untangle a web of challenges in front of us and find a pathway forward. Through this work and the wonderful mentorship that I received, I have really come to believe that in this field, what we're doing is we're protecting hope and opportunity. Sometimes that means providing a healing space for clients to speak their truths out loud for what could be the first time. Other times that can look like persistently connecting a client and a local organization. And personally, I don't think that you've really lived until you've spent 2 full business days looking for free pads and tampons in a rural community. I recently learned that there's a piece of conventional wisdom that all pilots, all airline pilots, learn in their training. And that's to fly the plane as far into the crash as possible. And I believe that this is our challenge in social work. I have come to believe that our role is something like air traffic control. We're a secure presence helping our clients reach their destination, supporting navigation, and troubleshooting the unexpected. And yes, sometimes, despite best efforts, an emergency landing is going to be inevitable. But the thing is that pilots are not trained to fly their planes as far into the crash as possible because of heroics or job descriptions, but because evidence shows that continued decision-making until the last possible second saves lives in the air and on the ground. We have seen this happen before. If you're old enough, think back to January 15th, 2009, and the miracle on the Hudson. United Flight 1549 took off from LaGuardia, struck a flock of geese, and lost both engines. Flying the plane into the crash, Captain Sully Sullenberger, air traffic control, and the flight crew worked together to save over 150 people by landing on the icy Hudson River in the middle of New York City. No lives were lost. For us, when the system fails, when symptoms escalate, when life-sustaining resources run out, we are there with our clients in the altitude loss, protecting the dignity and worth of the person, fighting with everything we have for a just outcome and a safe landing. As brand new social workers, we know that we care a lot. But I don't believe that that's really why we got into this work. We are standing here today because we have the courage not to look away when hope seems lost. We feel like we've changed because we've learned that we have what it takes to see sometimes unthinkable situations through as far as we possibly can. We might be told by the greater world that our work is futile, that we can't fix it, we shouldn't expect miracles, there will always be birds, failed engines are failed engines, you can't land a plane on a river. But as social workers, we know that every tomorrow we help our clients win back, every delivered meal, supported parent, reversed overdose, and empowered life decision creates a world of possibility. And if we also have the courage to keep looking, to stay on the radio, we know that little miracles will keep taking place every day, moving all of us towards a brighter horizon. Thank you.
Thank you, Chelsea, for your inspirational message during today's ceremony. Graduates, this is the moment you have been waiting for. At this time, I would like to present the newest University of Michigan School of Social Work graduating class of summer 2026. So here's how this will go. We'll begin with the individual presentation and hooding of our Master of Social Work graduates. And I would like to ask the marshals, readers, hooders, and alumni board representative to take their places as we begin the presentation of the graduates. Graduates, as you cross the stage, please join me over there for a photo. And if you don't remember to do it, I will prompt you to look ahead to the photographer. And we'll shake hands and you'll take your photo. And then you will be greeted by our School of Social Work Alumni Board Representative, Jan Fisher. We also have graduates who are celebrating with us online today, and online graduates' names will be announced during the presentation of our in-person graduates. So we'll get started.
Thank you. Sit and pass you that. So, got the, yeah, for the how do you make it out of it? Amal Isa. Chelsea Mudalji. Mustafa Ali Khalil. Jenna Juno Ashimov. Zahra Al Jaburi. Chelsea Bachi. Abigail Banks. Beth Marie Barker Craig. John Anthony James Barkmeyer. Quincy Baxter. Maya Ann Bennis. Adele Berg Peterson. Leisha Caroline Berry. Madison Marie Burwald. Alice Suzanne Bialik. Alexandra Mary Brady. Terrell Tay Brown. Aaron Caldwell. Megan Ann Carr. Yvonne Carranza. Camila Charles. Malia Kari Clark. Nichelle Leanne Clark. Allie Cohen. Lillian Ray Collins.
It's Sona Konde.
Sona Konde. Jocelyn Cortez Samano. Nicole Vernice Cosby.
Come find Nancy for a picture.
Erin Elizabeth Culp. Michelle Monique Curry. Caitlin Taylor Duchesne. Andrew Durfee. Bethany Ann Ebert. Gracie Eisenstein. Ariana Malila Finley. Elizabeth Rose Fisher. Olivia Fondren. James Forsyth. Jennifer Lynn Freeman. Jessica File. Sadie K. Gardner. Sasha Gale.
Congratulations.
Austin Georgia Cakes. Bridget Godfrey. Sydney Gore. Taye LaKyla Grant. Nicola Greenhut. Rachel Grassinger. Andrea Talina Garwood. Andrea Selena Garwood. Joshua Emmanuel Grant. Kenya Yusta Anime Manuel Glenn. Jonathan Gomer. Gabrielle Haddix. Claire Hamming. Sophie Hammond. Megan Lee Handel. Nissa May Hargett. Amelia Elizabeth Hatcher-Kay. Cecily Elaine Hayward. Joshua Heater. Olivia Heath. Anahi Guadalupe Martinez. Phoebe Lorraine Hoig. Sophie Lafrati. Erin Shelby Louise Jackson. Jillian Jackson.
Congratulations.
Emily Rose Jonas. Brody Janelle Jason. Deidriana Loella Jeffries. Devin Jensen. Blake Kelly Jones. Ariana Elise Jordan. Anna Jayawuk. Charlotte Kerberg. Lillian Diane Clarissa Khatib. Emily Lauren Kilpatrick. Michaela Leclerc. Danielle Lambert. Nina Dora Lives. Vivian Lupa.
Susan Maduka. Alexa Markowitz. Hair is important. There. We've got you in all the ways. Carrie Victoria Mason. Marissa Mason. Madison May Martinez. Will Matthews. Do you want Hercules too, or just your name? Chuck Cleghorn and Hercules. Caitlin McBride. Emily Grace McCloskey. Joey McIntyre. Rebecca McSwain. Lily Marizon. Madison Miller. All good? Macy Mitchell. Francesca Metrano. Dylan Roberto Monet. Emily Moss. Katie Neighbor. Sydney Page Newman. Lily O'Brien. Alicia Mariano Odell. Taylor Andersma. Carly Therese Overmeyer. Alexia Overstreet. Hey, you. Eddie Ozor. Deborah Tuluwape Ulabude. Ermgard Palace. Claire Willa Papa Nicholas. Sneha Patel. James Edward Peck. Danae Pope Dunlap. Destiny Popovic. Jadalyn Nicole Poplin. Gracie Hannah Potter. Maxwell Allen Prevost. Maria Ramirez. Sean Riley. Caitlin Wrighton. Aisha Revitt. Anna Claire Roberts. Grace Francis Roberts. Matthew Rosker. Brianne Sandstrom. Sierra Schneid. Kate McDonald Schwab. Ren Giselle Schenker. Diamond Chanel Sharp. Erin Marie Shibley. Allison Grace Googshead. Kayla Smigelski. Mara Solano. Samantha Ray Sophie. Christine Stanek. Kirsten Stuckey. Madison Lynn Taylor. Avery Fraser Thompson. Edward Tennyson IV. Chelsea Vidot. Kayla Marcea Valle. Isabella Jade Van Verpen. Anna Adrian Van Kampen. Ready? Adriana Isabella Villegas. Rachel Pamela Varga. Sarah Villaranga. Sydney Watson. Natalie Lynn Williard. Jesse Landon Voitkes. love your hair. Carrie Lynn Ziegler. Lauren Ray Zimmerman. And we're not done yet, folks, because we also have some of our online program graduates joining us from the magic of the internet. So, ready to go? We have Stacy Ann Andrews, Alyssa Hukel, Jenny Curandongo, and Sam Renee Stiles. And with that, I invite you all to look to your communities as we protect us, and I offer a hearty congratulations to our graduates.
Okay, graduates, since you are now standing, and if you are not standing, I invite you to stand if you are able. On behalf of the University of Michigan Board of Regents, I confer upon you the Master of Social Work degree. Graduates, you may now move your tassels from right to the left side of your caps. You are now alumni. You are now alumni of the University of Michigan. You may be seated now, graduates. Graduates, please remember that graduation does not mark the end of your time with the University of Michigan School of Social Work. As alumni, we hope you stay connected and engaged through the numerous social and professional opportunities offered by the school's Office of Development and Alumni Relations. Today, you become one of the thousands of impressive graduates of our program. And at this time, I'd like to invite all of the School of Social Work alumni in the audience today to stand, if you are able, and be recognized for the amazing contributions you have made to our profession. Let's hear it for our alumni. And now, graduates, it's time to turn to thank your family and friends, those who stood by and supported you as you achieved your educational goals. Family and friends' support and encouragement make the great accomplishments of our graduates possible. Graduates, please join me in recognizing your important family members and friends in attendance today. Graduates, family members, and friends, a great ceremony like this does not come together without the help of many faculty, students, and staff, and our interpreter team. Please join me in a round of applause for today's organizers. On behalf of the faculty and staff of the school, I would like to thank everyone for attending and extend congratulations from the University of Michigan School of Social Work to our graduates. I hope that you will all join us for a reception in honor of our graduates immediately following, and you can find that in the lower level atrium of the School of Social Work, so you'll have an opportunity to visit the school. We ask that as we process, that the guests remain seated until the recessional march of the platform party has been completed. Guests may then leave, and the graduates will remain in the auditorium to take a group photo, because we kind of decided that maybe outside photo is not such a great idea today. So we're going to do our group photo inside. And as we process, please feel free to join us in singing Hail to the Victors as we close today's ceremony. Please have a safe trip home after the reception and enjoy this very, very special day. And finally, say it with me, go blue!